while these crimes are extremely scary, it's not really complicated to protect yourself from it. There's basically three things you need to do. And it's the concept. I want people to understand that cybercrime, the criminals, it's the concept of low-hanging fruit. They're not actually out there looking for specific people. So just the basic level of security that you implement will protect you far and above everyone else. So there are three things you do. The first thing is you freeze the credit of every single person in the house. And I say every single person, including the kids, because kids, children, are the #1 victims of identity theft. 25%, 1 in 4, will be a victim, either through synthetic fraud, tax fraud, or medical fraud. So as of September 18th, 2018, credit freezes became free. You have to contact each individual credit bureau to have that done, all right? It stops all new account fraud. A criminal cannot set up new accounts in your name if you have a credit freeze. He or she can do that if you just have the alerts on the system. So you need a credit freeze, all right? Understand what I just said, though. It stops all new account fraud. So your existing credit cards, your bank accounts, all these other things, those are existing accounts. You need to monitor all accounts as well. So when I say monitor all accounts, I mean your email, your merchant login accounts, your tax records, your credit reports, credit cards, bank accounts. So place alerts, monitor accounts, place alerts. Finally, here's the big one, as if those other two weren't big. How many people out there use the exact same password across multiple websites? I'll tell you, it's 80%.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, Angela.
Track of it.
I used to be the criminal. And I today still use the same password on multiple websites. Most people do that, 80%. But the problem is, is that someone like I used to be, a criminal, I can make a phishing email that looks like it comes from Bank of America. And I can send that out to millions of people, and all those millions of people, they may all look at that email and they'll say, that's obviously a phishing email. I'm not about to fall for that. Now cast it aside. Their level of awareness is really high when it comes to that. But if I fashion a phishing email that looks like it comes from Hulu, no, their level of awareness is not going to be as high. But if they use the same password and login for their Hulu account that they use for their bank account, guess what? I've got your bank account. It's literally an automated program. I go to sleep at night. I plug in those login credentials into this program that actually surfs the web while I sleep, plugs in that password and login to thousands of websites overnight. The next morning I wake up and I've got your bank account, your tax records, your credit card information, your bank information. Because of that, what I say is we're never trained how to come up with a secure password. The answer right now is a password manager. And I don't care which one you use, but get a password manager. It takes all of that out of your hand. It will come up with secure passwords for you. It will log in for you. It will change those passwords for you when you need them changed as well. And the only thing you have to do is remember one main secure password, and that's it.
And so one thing about, if you don't know you've been compromised, then how do you address it, right? So are there any other signs that people can look for to know if their accounts have been compromised?
A lot of people out there think that there is something that they can do to make sure that their information is not stolen, all right? That ship sailed long ago. Last year alone, we had 1,500 reported breaches. Of those 1,500 reported breaches, 2.6 billion records compromised. That's just last year. So your information has already been compromised. The reason you've not been victimized yet is, think of it as the largest, most unlucky lottery on the planet. Your numbers just not came up because there's just not enough criminals to take care of it all right now. All right? But I promise you, it's not a question. It is not a question of if you're going to be victimized. It's a question of when.
But now we know what to do. There's so much more to Brett's story, and he's going to tell all at AARP's free online speaker series to teach you to protect yourself from cyber criminals. You'll even be able to ask him your own questions. You can pre-register online to save your spot. Well, I don't know about you, but I have learned so much in the last hour, and I hope you got a lot out of this as well. Some of the takeaways for me personally, if you don't mind me sharing, the fact that even experts can get tricked. I have to say that made me feel so much better. I feel like it made me more comfortable with the idea that it happens. And the most important thing that we can do if we accidentally share misinformation is just own it and try to keep it from spreading. Let other people know. I think another big takeaway for me is just slowing down. You'll remember one of our experts pointed out that we usually, out of emotion, we read something, we want to immediately share it and let others know. But he advised us to just slow down, vet the source of the information before we actually decide to share it. So much good stuff, and I'm grateful to AARP for helping us even make the show happen. And speaking of AARP, we wanted to remind you again about the AARP free speaker series, Sorting Fact from Fiction. We got a lot out of today, but at the speaker series, they'll go even more in depth about what we discussed today.